name of our subject, which we are going to start today, is ethical, legal, and regulatory issues and professional responsibilities in IT. So today is our first lecture with this subject. Let me give you a brief overview what we are going to study and what is this subject related to. So as we know that in the field of IT, there might be some ethical issues. What are ethics? They are the rules and the regulations that one have to follow in the IT industry, and what kind of issues we face, and what are the professional responsibilities as a IT professional you have to handle. So we are studying all about that in this subject. So let's get started. Now, what is ethics? Ethics refers to the rules and the guideline, means the morals that you have to follow. If we said about in simple words in our daily lives, ethics refers to the morals and the rules that one have to follow to carry out the work in any field. But in technology, if we talk about that, then it refers to the decisions and actions, means if you want to done something in your desired field or in your IT industry, you have to follow some rules, you have to follow some you can say guidelines to carry out some work. Like it includes it can be the way of communicating with others, like your stakeholders, like your organizational members, like your workers, how you are going to communicate with your co-workers, your colleagues, your top management. So it then includes the privacy, like how you are going to deal with the privacy of your customer, what ethics, what rules you have to follow, what kind of concerns you have to take, and you have to gain in what way you have to gain the trust of your customer, the security of your data, how you're going to secure, means how you're going to secure your data from unethical use, means that is not in your knowledge of rules, and how you are going to access the information. So in these the rules that you have to follow might comes under all of these things, like how you are going to uh, you can say governing your communication, how you are going to governing your privacy, your security, and your information. These are the ethics. Means in other words, ethics refers to the rules if you have to follow for carrying out something or some tasks you want to do that. Clear? I think the meaning of ethics will be clear to everyone. So let's see what kind of ethical issues and rules we are going to study in this subject. So first one is privacy. As I mentioned earlier, it is the most important thing that comes in the ethical principle. Like it involves the safety of the personal data. You have to ensure that the data you are storing might be safe from unethical user, from unauthorized user, from, in other words, your data is safe, the place you are going to store your data is safe from hackers. Means the data that is used within an organization is very crucial, and you have to make sure that nobody can steal that data. It might can be used for illegal purpose. So the privacy of data is the most important concern that comes in ethics. And how you are transmitting that data, means if you have to transmit data from one end to another end, what kind of encryption algorithms you are going to use to encrypt that data, to save that from unethical or unauthorized use. So what guidelines, what ethics you are going to follow, and then obtaining the consent before collecting or using the private data. For example, when we are using some Android app, they give you an option of allow, deny or allow. Means that if that application you are going to allow to access some features of your phone or not. So this kind of constant you also have to provide. So these are the ethics. Okay, you have to obtain the constant, the admiration, the approval of the customer or the second party, that if they are going to allow to use their private data or not. Then security. The second thing that comes in the ethics is the security. You have to prioritize the security of the system and data. Like you have to use some multiple kind of window defenders. Like if we say in common words, when you use in Windows, there is a window defender called firewall in your system. That protects your system from unauthorized networks or the apps that are not authorized. Then he told you whether you are going to allow this app to be installed on your system or not. So in this way, it is a ethic, it is a guideline that you have to ensure that your system and your data is protected from the cyber attacks. Cyber attacks means the attacks that can be done on your networks, on your systems by ethical hackers or other hackers kind of. Then there is the other term used, data transparency. Means you have to be clear and open how the technology is being used and what kind of data you are going to collect. For example, if you are dealing with some customers, means whenever you are developing something, right, you have to ensure that you have to be clear with your customer that these kind of your personal details are going to be used while developing your system or software, and these kind of details can be public. So whether we can collect that, and we have to process it in a certain way, that is being transparent with the other party. Means you have to clear about how their data is going to be used, how it is going to be processed, or how you are going to use that. So you have to be transparent with your customers. So it is also a part of your ethics, the part of your guidelines, that you have to be transparent with your customer. You have to provide the security things that you are going to be used to secure the data, how you are going to deal with the privacy of your data. So these are all the ethical guidelines that you have to follow. Then the next thing is the accountability. You have to be responsible for the consequences. For example, if an unethical action is performed, means the data of your customer is leaked or the data is breached, how you are going to be accountable for that? You have to take the responsibility that this mishap can be happened just because of your neglections, or just because of your means there might be some weakness in your system or the technology you have developed. So you have to be accountable for that, and you have to pay, you have to find a way how you're going to pay that penalties, and how you are going to pay back to your customer, or how you are going to deal with that. So then is the fairness and the equity. Means you have to be fair and equitable about your technology in ethical considerations. Like you have to avoid discrimination. Discrimination means the difference, the comparison between regarding to the race, regarding to the gender, regarding to the caste, regarding to the religions. So you have to be avoid these kind of things while working in the IT industry or that. Then you have to promote the equal opportunities regardless to their race, as I said, regardless to their social economic status. You have to provide the, for example, if you are giving a certain post for equal number of to males, that you have to give that opportunities to equal number of females to avoid the discriminations. Then the next thing in the ethics that come is your integrity. Means you have to be honest, you have to be trustworthy while developing something. You have to be honest about your capabilities. You have to be honest what kind of technology you are going to develop is limited to that. You have to be honest to your customers what kind of processes that are be involved. So these are all the part of your ethics. Then how professional you are. You have to include the continuous learning. This is a field that requires you continuous learning. Means your technology is getting changed day by day. So you have to be aware of that technology. So And you also have to be adhere about the ethical codes of conduct. There are different code of conducts that are developed by IEEE or ACM that every IT professional have to follow. We will deep dive in them later bit. I will told you about what are the code of conducts and how you are going to follow them. So, as a professional, it is your duty to do your continuous learning and how you are promoting your ethical practice. Means if you are not doing something illegal or you are not breaching some contract or you're not using your customer data for illegal purpose. So you have to avoid that kind of illegal things as a professional. Then your environmental impact, like you have to be increase your IT activities, means you have to be minimize your electronic waste, and you have to be adopt some energy efficient technology, means you have to be developed or adopt some that kind of habits that are not impacting your environment. Then your social responsibilities, you have to consider your social work, like you can address the issue like how you can uh, uh, provide such kind of digital device, like how the you are going to be use the emerging technologies in the positive way, how you're going to eliminate the negative use of technology. So how socially you are going to take your responsibility is also comes in your ethics. Then in professional field, you have to be informed about what are the ethical issues that are going to be increasing day by day in your industry. Then how you are going to engage in the ongoing educations. Then how as a professional you are working in your organization, or how you are following the code of ethics in your IT industry. Then you have to, are you taking your ethical responsibilities or not? So that was the ethics, means the guideline of working as a IT professional, or if you are working in a IT industry. You have to take care the privacy, you have to take care about the security, you have to be transparent about towards your customers, you have to be work properly as a professional, you have to be a social responsible person. So these are the ethics. Then we are going to study the code of conduct. So these are the rules and the guidelines that you have that define the behavior, the your ethical standard, and what are your responsibilities if you are a IT professional. So you have to ensure that the technology you are using, you have to promote the trust, that I am working as a trustful IT professional. Then you have to protect the individuals from against the misuse of their data. So there are some code of conducts that are developed by the IEEE standards. So we will see some of the code of conducts that IT professional must have to follow. So the first one is professionalism. As I discussed earlier, your standards should be high in the terms of your interactions. You must be honest, or if you made a commitment with your stakeholders or customer, you have to fulfill that. If you committed to transfer or deliver your product in a specific deadline, then you have to be. So this is the behavior of a professional, that you have to be honest, you have to be punctual. So these are the behaviors that are the code of conducts. This is the first code of conduct that stated that your professional behavior means a lot. Then your competence means your knowledge and your skill. You have to be continuously enhance and maintain them. Means you have, if you have for example you have undertake a task, like for example some customer asks you to integrate a API in his or her application, but you don't know how to do that, but you make a commitment with them, and you are unable to fulfill that. So this can be because of your lack of knowledge and skills. So you have to be if you can't do that, you just don't take that task. So this is where the compactness come, that you have to seek the additional training if you want to fulfill a specific task. Then is your privacy and confidentiality. Means you have to respect the individual privacy right. If you are using some personal information of a customer just for the purpose of work, then how you're going to save that? Your responsibility is to save that private information so that it can't be publicly used by any other person or for an unauthorized person. For example, you require the login if a customer have to, if an individual wants to access an application, he or she must have to register on that by providing some personal details like the name, the account information, and something like that. So, and it is going to be stored in your applications database. Then, how you are going to secure that? How it is not accessible by the unauthorized person? You have to ensure that. So, privacy and keeping the data of your customer confidential is the code of ethics. It is the part of the code of conduct. That means that you have to take care the privacy of your users or individuals' data. The next thing as we study is the security. You have to prioritize the security of your systems, the networks, the data. Means you have to implement the measures how you're going to protect the data against the unauthorized access. As we study, as again, transparency, how you will provide the clear and the accurate information, that how the technology is going to be used, and if some risk is going to occur, how you are going to deal with that. So you have to be clear that this technology can take such kind of data. Means if if your applications want some personal data, then you have to for example, if you have seen many applications that require some access to your phone, so they will ask you that if you are going to allow access to this specific kind of app or not, or our application is going to use a certain part of your phone or your data. So you have to be clear about that. And the next thing, as we discussed earlier, is the responsibility. If something bad has happened, if the privacy of the customer, of the user is breached, you also have to be accountable about that. How you are going to deal with is also important. So you have to be responsible for that. How you're going to take that responsibility. The next thing is non-discrimination. Means based on the race, the gender, the social economic status, you have to ensure that in the, as it's mentioned in the code of conducts, that there might be not a comparison or difference between the gender or the race phase. Means you should provide the equal opportunity to equal to every gender of the peoples. Like if you are at a certain post you have developed, or your organization is going to do some hiring, so the number of seats you are allocating to males, the same number of seats you have to allocate to the females, just to show that in this industry every person have the same right, every person can work. So you have to promote that within the IT community. Then as we discussed the environmental responsibilities, you have to promote, like you will work in a friendly practice, that the technology you are going to develop is not harmful for the environment, and it can provide benefits to your environment. You also have to ensure that. Then what are the compliance with laws and regulations? Like you have to report if any illegal thing happens or any ethical violation have done. So you have to done copyrights and patents, many other things also have developed. So you also have to deal with that. Then, as we discussed the social responsibilities, that it should be contributed for the well-being of society, means your application or the thing you have developed must not be hesitarious for your environment, or the should be positive, provide a positive impact to your social society. Then is your continuous improvement, as we studied, that you have to be stay informed about what is the advanced technology that are coming in, like ai is going to be mostly used in today's world. How you are going to be, how much knowledge you have, and how you are going to use that advanced technology, uh, is all you have to be studied about that. So these were the code of conducts we have studied, that social responsibilities, how you are going to be the environmental responsibility you are going to take, the non-discrimination we have seen. So these are all the things. These are the code of conducts that one have to be follow while being as an IT professional, or if you are working in an IT industry. Okay, uh, clear? If something is not clear yet, let me know, please. Okay, let's move to the next topic. The next thing is the cooperative credo, means the social and environmental responsibilities, as we have studied, means how a company featured the website or the proportional materials, like for promotion purpose, how what kind of materials you are going to use, what is the goal, what is the value, what is the common set values of an organization. In other words, it enhance the company's reputation, means how you are, for example, if you are working in an organization and your organization have to fulfill a specific goal, and for specific goal, you have to build a blind trust with your stakeholders. You have to attract the customers to share some values. So you advertise in some way. So this is all about that. You can say, if we take an example of that, like there is a company ABC Tech Solution, if we see that, then what are their core principles, how they are, what is their identity, and social, it will define the actions of that company, it will define the goal of that company. So the first thing is innovation, means that company will present that what kind of culture they are innovating by staying agile. Agile refers to that you will make timely changes, means that changes will be revolutionary, means by the advancement of technologies, new solutions will be invented, new solutions will be made. So in the first thing is cooperative credo, that you have to be innovative. So, if it is a tech solution, uh, again, I am explaining corporate credo means that it will explain the principles of the company, what is the goal of that company, what are the guidelines they are going to follow. It will include all of that. Okay, so this is all about the social character. Now let's see with an example. I have quoted two examples of two different IT industries here. That if there are two companies, how they are going to be. Then it should be, for example, it is an IT company, so it will be a client-centric focus. For example, that company mentioned that the clients are our partner in success. Means we focus on clients. What kind of challenges they are going to face, we will going to deliver that solutions to them. Means our company is client-centric. Whatever a customer will demand, whatever our client will demand, we are going to fulfill that. Then the next thing is their integrity and ethics. then they will be honest, they will be transparent, and if some unethical thing will happen, what kind of decision they are going to take with their customers, with their employees, what kind of relationship they are going to have. So in this, they will explain what is their goal. For example, as they mentioned here, their company is client centric, means whatever a client will demand, they are going to be fulfill that. Then their second focus is their integrity and ethics, means they are going to be honest, they are going to be transparent with their customers, and their relationship with their clients. Then the next thing, as we study in code of conducts, and here the company mentioned that the field of, as we see, the technology is dynamic, means timely changes are made. So the knowledge is power here. You have to be invest in continuous learning and development. For example, if you are working on a certain technology, after some time that technology will be replaced by another technology. So you have to be aware with the changing trends, how you are going to deal with that trends, how you are going to work with that trends. So you have to be ensure with that. So that company state that we focus on continuous learning, and by the change of technology, our change of development also change. Then this cyber security and data privacy. So the company mentioned that you have to be listen this carefully, because maybe in your assignment you might be asked to make a cooperative corridor of some specific organization. Then there can be, they stated that how they are going to how what are their standards they are going to follow for their cyber security. Means cyber security refers to the security of your network. For example, if you are using the cloud technology for storing your customers data, so they can't be accessed by some unethical user. So how you are going to protect your data from that cyber attacks, and how much your data privacy is more effective. So this company stated that there will be no, it will be not negotiable. Means our client information and protecting our their security and maintaining their privacy about their data is our first priority. So in this way, in this cooperative corridor, you have to be clear about that. Then they said collaborative team culture. That they said we have built a collective strength, means our team works together. So means there is a collaborative environment, that every team member have unique skill that they contribute to share. Means for example, if it is a development industry, there might be a person who will be responsible for graphic work. Someone will be responsible for front end. Someone will going can be a cloud engineer. Someone will be a network engineer. So in this way, each person will contribute a specific skill to achieve a certain task. Then the next thing is sustainable technology, means the technology that doesn't affect the environment. Means you develop some kind of solution that will be benefit for your client too, and for the planet you are living on. So you have to be ensure if you are as if you are working, if you are owner of an IT organization, you have to be clear that the technologies or the solutions that you are going to be developed are as beneficial for the customer as well as for the planet too. So, and the next thing is community engagement. Then you said that you will engage and contribute your community wherever we operate. For example, there are many kinds of software that are available free of cost for the help of the community. If you are aware of the development technology, there is a software called Visual Studio Code. if you're that. So there are different version of that, a community version or a professional version. And they said the community version is the free of cost. You can go and easily download that. So for engagement in the community, if you are providing solutions, so you have to provide some free of cost solution to engage your community with your organization, that so that the people will attract towards your work, that what kind of solutions you are going to provide them, what kind of work you are going to provide them. So this company also stated that. Then excellence in their education, they said we committed to deliver excellence in every product or project. Means they said excellence refers to the timely delivery, it can be refers to the accurate work, or fulfilling the client request completely, or by satisfying your clients. So excellence can be include that too. So in your corporate career, you have to mention, if you are working as a technology, that how you are going to engage your community, how your work is excellence when you are executing that. And then we see how your ethics practice is there, means your how your application is following the ethical principles, standards, professional behaviors. So you have to be involved, like you have to make decision if something bad is going to happen, the healthcare laws and many others, how your application is working there. Then they mention the confidentiality, means that how you are going to build the customer trust. So these are all the cooperative corridors, means how you are means the this will mention what is the goal of the organization, and what is the you will write a mission statement first, like it can be the outline of your you can say company, what is their purpose, as we seen in the example in the mission statement of that company. It was mentioned that their company is client centric, means they will provide the solution according to the client's need. Then the next thing, you have to provide your core values, means as we seen the culture, the guide behavior, means we have seen the integrity, how the customer is going to focus. Then we see the innovations. So this will be the second part of your cooperative credo. Then we see the vision statement, like you have to describe what will be the desired future of your company, then what will be their long term goals, as we seen that they will be user centric, how they're going to be environmental friendly. So you have to be mentioned that. So this was all about then the customer centric focus. We have also seen that. Then how you are going to empower your employees, means you have to recognize how much you are going to work, how you are dealing with your employees, if you are providing them healthcare solutions too, what kind of ease you are going to provide your employees. Then we see in the example, you have to mention the innovations, like the product, the service, ethics practice, like what is the ethical practice that you have to follow if you are working in an IT organization. The first thing is confidentiality, means how you are going to keep the data of your customer private. What kind of concerns that can be comes during this. So first will be the conflict of interest, means as a professional you have to manage if and disclose if any conflict of interest, like means if you have to compromise on your confidentiality of your customer data. Means for example, there can be a situation where your personal relationship or external factor can be influence your professional ability. Means, for example, if you are working as an IT professional or as a security manager in an IT company, but someone from your you can say personal factor or your personal relation asks you to get some information of an individual, and they have to use that. So for that relation you might provide that information to them. Okay, so how you are going to use your personal relation against that? So you have to keep them away, to keep the data of your customer confidential. So you have to be behave in a professional way to keep your information confidential. Then record keeping practice. For example, for maintaining the accurate and secure record, we may back up the data. So it can be a best practice to record the data while you have to store securely, and you will provide a limited access to some authorized individual. Authorized individual are the person that you are going to allow the access to them. That this that persons are only able to get the limited access to your data. So you also have to keep taking the records. That means if you are recording a data, you can be take the backup, and you will provide a limited access to that authorized person. Then to keep the data confident, you have to communicate with your stakeholders, means the clients or some relevant stakeholders, like how their information will be handled, shared or stored. You have to do an open communication with them, so that you can get their trust, and you will so that they can take informed decision making. Like if you're, as I mentioned earlier, if you are using their sensitive detailed or some personal data, you have to be have an open communication with them, that their data is going to be used in this way, and how their data is going to be handled, stored or shared. You have to be open with them, so that if might some bad thing can happen, they might be aware of that. So the next thing is the integrity. Okay, we have first seen the confidentiality, means that keeping the data of your customer, how you're going to managing the privacy of your customer. Then the ethical practice, we will say integrity, like you have to be honest, you have to be provide the consistent and reliable data and information. It can be including like the protecting the data from unauthorized modification, like how you are going to be save them from the illegal use, and then how you are going to remain the intact or unaltered information, means how you are going to be a trustworthy person in your IT field, and how you are following the code of ethics, how you are following the core principle in order to maintain your information security. So let's see some integrity issues and integrity, how you are going to follow that. The first thing is your honesty and trustfulness. As I mentioned that as an IT professional, you have to be honest and trustful in your communication. It can be your client or your colleagues, like your co-workers or other stakeholders. You have to be provide them accurate information, and the limitations of technology as we see. Then you have to be responsible, that you can handle the data. Means in large organization there are large number of databases. There are the data of 1,000 people. For example, if we talk about the social media application, that contains the private chats of each individual, the login information of the each detail, how that greater organizations or their social media application organizations are going to handle their data. That can be a great challenge for them. So if you are working for as such organization, or if you are working as such organization that has to be handle the personal details of an individual, how you're going to be responsible for that, like their privacy, like their, if for example, if the data of a person is, you can say, accessed by an unauthorized person, they can be legitimate to you, means they can sue you. So how you can are going to deal that? So this all comes in your integrity. Then avoiding plagiarism and unauthorized use. Plagiarism refers to copying something, like using some people other words by giving the label of that it's your own work. Means it can be include if you copy the source code of someone else's application and just you change the label or the name of that application, and you just develop, or you can say you deliver it as it's your own application. So it is your plagiarism. And how you are going to avoid that? It is also part of your integrity. Means you don't have to copy the work of the other people's. And then the unauthorized use means you have to save your data from an unauthorized peoples or unethical peoples. You have to provide some security standards, some security measures for that thing. Then we have seen, you also have to avoid the conflict of interest. Means you have to be, you can say, transparent about any professional conflicts, and you can say that you have to take the step if you have any, you can say, any breach of the personal data. Then the next thing is your ethical design and development. Integrity, in simple words, refers to the honesty. The honesty, being honest with your profession, or being honest with your, you can say, development or design system. So, how are you, the softwares you are creating, the applications or system you are developing, you have to be ensure that they are secure and they are respecting the user privacy, and you are, as we see, you are just following the ethical guidelines. So you also have to ensure that to maintain your integrity. Then the security practice. So you have to maintain the security of your system. As an IT professional, you have to implement robust securities. Robust securities, the security measures that cannot be affected by anything or any external factor. Your security, like for example, there is a operating system you might know, except of Windows, Linux, that mostly people are going to use, and you can say it is more powerful than any other system. Why it is more powerful and useful? Like why Mac and Linux is on the are more used than Windows by professional, because the security practice of that operating system is much stronger than Windows operating system. Like their security is so strong that no unauthorized person can access this system if that system is running the specific operating system. So if you are developing a system, so you have to do some such kind of robust security measures, that it should be so strong that no external factor or no a greater, even a greater hacker could access that your system. So, providing the goal of providing you this example of the operating system is that your security measures should be so strong that no unauthorized access can be done by these systems, or there will be no security threats. That's why if you are being an as IT professional working, mostly you refers Mac operating system, or you can say Linux operating system is preferred to be used, so that no unauthorized person can access your systems. Okay. Then the next thing is responsible use of technology. Like as we seen that the technology you are going to develop should provide a positive impact instead of a negative impact. For example, you are developing the systems, or you are developing such technologies, or if you are working as a game development company, so you develop such kind of games that can be hazardous for human eyes, or you can say that can be addictive to a specific target audience. So you should be responsible that your technology or your things you are going to develop are providing the positive impact. For example, you are developing some products that are useful for educational purpose, that can be more useful for society for the purpose of learning instead of some time wasting activities, or that can be causing social health many health problems. So in the integrity, you have to be responsible that the technology or the innovations you are doing are um, leaving a positive impact on your society. And then the next thing in your integrity is your whistleblowing. Means you have to be aware with the unethical illegal activities in their organization. Like for example, there might be many people in your organizations that can use your data for some illegal purpose. So you have to be if you caught such kind of activity by any person, so you have to be report about them instead of being the part of that certain activity. You have to report that that specific person or in the specific department there is some illegal use of data. So you have to be aware of that. Then the same thing in continuous integrity, you have to do some continuous learning. Okay, you have to do that how you are going to uh, stay informed about the emerging technology, as I said. So these are all the things that you have to take care that are the part of your integrity. So in the ethics of you can say ethical practice, you have seen the integrity. The first thing is the data privacy we have seen. The next thing is your integrity, that you have to be honest with your work, with your development and design. And the third thing, which we are going to study, is the relationships. That what kind of your relationships are with your community. Here's are what kind of relationship you have with your customers, with your senior employees, with your junior employees, with your management, with your stakeholders. You have to be clear about that. You have to be a trustful person. So in the ethical practice, the third thing is your relations. So we will see what kind of relations they are talking about. And the first relation is the client professional relation. That if you are working as an IT professional, you have to be closely in contact with your client. Like it can be your external stakeholders, means the person who is not aware with your company, the outside clients, and can be your internal stakeholder like your investors. How you are maintaining some ethical relationship, means you can be have some clear communication with them. Not like that. For example, if you are developing some client solutions, but you are not properly communicating with them, you are not properly conducting the meetings with them. So this can be a bad relation with your customers or client. So you have to do some clear communications or meeting to understand their need, how you can going to develop this solution by maintaining the ethical standards. So then is your user centric design. Means as a IT professional, your first priority, if you are not developing some client based solution, but you are just developing for the public use. So it should be user centric. For example, if we take the example of Microsoft Office, it is a user centric product, means it is developed according to the need of the users, means the emerging needs, like if they want to develop the presentations, so this is a need of the user, so they develop according to the need, the features of the MS PowerPoint or MS Word, or if we take the other products of Microsoft organization, that they develop user centric according what kind of the need of the user is, they build according to that. Okay. Then team collaboration. We have also seen there should not be work. They should be work together. Like there should be an environment that each customer is each you can say team member is respecting the other team member. Like if a member is working on a higher post, he's not even talking to the people the employee of the lower post. You can say so. There should be a you can say each team member can collaborate or interact with each other team member, so there might be unity in them, so that they can work with each other. There should be a supportive environment, means for example if a new person joins your organization, they should support that new trainee, or it might be an intern or a new employee, that how that people's or your employees helps each other and support each other, so that might all include your team collaboration. So in relationship your team collaboration with is also important. So we have seen the relationship with your client, then we've seen that your design should be user centric, then we have seen your uh, information should be transparent, and if you're in your ethical relationship, that you should communicate clearly with your clients, with your team members. For example, you have to deliver a project on a certain timeline. So if you have a good relationship, if you are working, if you are a CEO of your company, or if you are a manager, if you don't have a proper relationship with your lower team members or your team, you will unable to communicate with them. You will not communicate with them to deliver a product or a project on time. So you should be clear. You should have a friendly, like in many organizations there are such activities that that involves employees to interact with them, like there can be a team dinners, there can be a team out days, so there can the organization has different team activities to engage or to interact with their employees, so that they can listen to if some employees are facing some issues while managing or while doing some work or not. So in ethical issues or ethical practice, relationship matters a lot, whether it is a relationship of a organization or a employee, organization or their investors, or organization or their clients. So all these relationships are plays an important role. And then the next thing is your mentorship, means how you are going to mentorship means leading your team, how you share your knowledge, how you provide. For example, if you are working as a project manager, what is the role of a project manager? Is to guide. A project manager does nothing but uh, you can say it other words, he is the mentor of the entire team, that he will deliver or make the people understand that what they have to do, or what is their job to be carried out if they want to do something. So they have to provide the proper guideline of doing something. Then if a member of that team face some problem, so the duty of a project manager is to help him out. Then if some there is some, you can say, problem while developing that project, or if a person have the lack of knowledge, then as a mentor, as a leader, or as a project manager, you have to provide that certain knowledge to that customer, so that there might be no ambiguity to that person. Okay, so as a mentor in your relationship, you should be a good mentor. In ethics, it said that you should be a good mentor. Then your vendor and client relationship means, in the case where the IT services involve external vendors, means here it might include the people's, means there is also a client, but vendors refers to the people who provides you the product that can be helpful for your development. Here, for example, the vendors refers to the people where you can say you purchase your company's hardware, or the people where you purchase your organization resources. So how your relationship is with the clients, with your vendors, as IT professional, you have should ensure that your clients are fully informed about the vendor relationship. Means if there is not, means for example, your client must be ensure that from if they are getting a solution from you, that your company have a good relationship with your vendors. It will might creates a positive image. Like, what if the clients might know that this organization didn't pay to their vendors, so this might leaves a bad taste in their mouth. So they might think that they didn't even pay to their vendors. They might provide me my solution on the time. If I pay to them, maybe they can't pay me back. So in this way, a negative image can be created. To avoid that bad image, you have to have keep a good relationship with your vendors, so that your clients will ensure that this will gain the interest of your client, that these people or these persons provide a timeline, you can say timeline payment to their vendors. They have a good relationship, so they can also provide me my desired solution, and if I'm not satisfied with their solution, they are going to pay me back. So uh, as if you have good relations with your vendor, it might create a positive image in your client view too. The next is your stakeholders engagement. Like, you have to engage with various stakeholders, like you can say the community groups, your industry association. Means as a IT professional, you have to be aware and respect the interest and the concerns about different stakeholders. You can say the investors that are going into your invest. How you are going to target them? Means if your organization is working on a mega project and it requires a big number of investment, how you are going to engage that investors by showing them the proposals and by ensuring them that they will gain a specific amount of profit if they are going to invest in your product, how they are going to get a large number of profit. So these are the all things that matters. So you have to be ensure that uh, how you are going to, as a professional, what techniques you are going to follow to interact your customers. Okay, so in the you can say ethical relationships, your relationship with your investors also also matters a lot. Where, so the next thing is, so I think the relationships in the ethical practice, we have seen the integrity and the data privacy of the customer. that these three things matter a lot. So these three things are clear to everyone listening here. So the next thing, so the last topic is our data mining. So let's see if you are not aware of data mining is. Data mining is nothing but just if you have given a large number of data, how you are going to extract some useful information from a large data set. Like if we take here the example of machine learning, you have been providing a data set of some disease, and you have to develop a system that will, you can say, predict a certain disease if a customer use your system or your application. So you have been provided a data set about that certain disease. So what you will do, you will you can say extract some specific symptoms that will happen if that disease is going to happen. So from a large number of data set, you will just pick that specific symptoms data, and you will feed that data and train a model, and then you will feed that in your application. So that is data mining. Means a large number of data is given to you, and you will discover the patterns, trends, and some useful information, and you extract some useful information from that. So this is your data mining. Okay, you will use some computational techniques, statistical methods. So this is the you can say data mining is widely used by in the field of artificial intelligence, where a large number this is the way of training a model. So data mining is useful for training the machines, training the models. A large number of data set is provided. For example, if we talk about a specific disease, like if we say you want to develop a system that will detect if a person has cold and prescribe them some medicines. So what you will do, you will go to different hospitals and see what are and get some data set about that disease, and see what are the common symptoms that can be occur if a person is going to catch cold. Like it will sneeze, there will be a headache, or you can say the person will feel some dizziness. So you will extract these symptoms from that data set, and your next thing is you will train a model and feed that information in your application. Then what will your application will do? It will do some decision makings and predictions, and you will also prescribe some medicines and feed that in your system. If a person is sneezing, and with sneezing it also had a severe headache, and with headache it is also feeling dizzy, so your system will detect it as cold, and it will prescribe some medicine that you have, you can say, you have feeded in that your model or train. So this can be only done by data mining. Means the first thing of training a model is to gain a specific information. Now, how in what is the ethical data mining? Means by following the ethical rules, how you are taking or you are collecting the data. The first thing is your data marketing. Like in any information, you are using, or your team members are marketing your means, you may advertise that the solution you are going to build is beneficial in a specific field just to get the data. For example, as I say that if you are going to uh, get the data of a disease, what you will do, you will run several campaigns in different kind of hospitals, that it might be helpful for you, it might be helpful for your organization. You will market your data, you will advertise that if you allow us to gather or get some data, we will provide you some healthcare solutions. We will do this, but you are doing this in an ethical way. Okay. So there are different kind of data marketings. The first thing is data driven marketing. Mean if you want to do some informed decisions, as I mentioned that if you are developing an application that have to make a decision, if a person is feeling dizzy or sneezing, then your application must take decision that it is a cold or a normal fever. So for data driven marketing, you have to collect that data if your application have to do some informed decision. So what you will do, you will gather your target audience, you will do some marketing campaigns and to gather that data. Then your customer relationship management means if you have to develop a system of a customer relationship management, like if you want to analyze your customer behavior, what you will do, you will personalize your marketing effort. Means in this, you know the behavior of a customer. You know that this customer is this kind of person, and if I want to get the data from this person, if I means for example in common words, you have seen if someone have to sell this, what they will do? They will sell according to the personal person type. If they see that this person have this kind of specific characteristics, I have to sell my product in this way. So in data marketing, the same thing happens. First, they will see that what is the behavior of the target customer is, and if I want to get something from that person, how I am going to gain that information from that person. Then your personalization and targeting means in IT marketing, you can see data is used to create targeted campaigns. For example, if you are, let's see a better example of target audience. Whenever you use YouTube, you have seen they provide you the material of your interest. Means if you have watched something related to a specific content, they will continuously provide you the things about that related video. So this is your personalization or targeting. Means they are targeting your interest to engage you to use their application for a longer time. So in this way, you will do. If you want to get some data, you will provide them according to solutions according to their need. The content and the message will be according to them. So this is your personalization and targeting. Then the content marketing means as we see the IT are often rely on data to create relevant and valuable content. So you will analyze the identify the trending topic. Means you have see if you want to engage the user on your system, you will see what are the trending topics. If you're developing a solution for youngsters, you will see what are the trends that youngsters are going to follow. What are the things, what are their social activities, and how you are going to develop according to their needs. So this is your content marketing. You advertise your data according to their needs, but in a ethical way. Then is your marketing automations. Means you have to market the repetitive tasks, like you will run different kind of email campaigns. Means you will market your data through your emails, and this will what they will do, it will enhance and allow the personalized communication. Means you are contacting, for example, you have seen different kind of websites that asks you to, if you have purchased something from a specific website, they ask you to provide email so that if some new product arrive, they will inform you. So this is how a personalized marketing is done. Then how the what are the data gathering techniques that you can use to gather the data? The first one is informed consent. Means in an ethical way, if you want to gather the data, you will ask the individual that we need your data for this purpose, and you will communicate them with clearly, so they will give you the approval. So after getting the approval, you collect that data. So this is the first technique. Then the second technique is your transparency. Means you will be clear and disclose the information, and you will provide the access, as we see. Then the data accuracy. Means in the data gathering technique, you should provide the accurate information about data. Then the purpose limitation means you have to gather the information or data according to the specific need. Means you will not gather the information or data that is not relevant to the subject. Then the ethical use of algorithms. As we've seen that many social media applications use algorithms to engage the users to use their applications. Means they will provide the preferences according to the username. So if you are using such kind of algorithms, you should be ensure that they are be ethical use. Then you should be responsible that it will give you a positive impact on your society. So that was all about today's lecture.